There are themes within Takmalah that listeners may find triggering, including intrusive thoughts, violence, domestic abuse, suicidal ideation. We have partnered with SAD, who meet online every Thursday for shits and giggles. It's a chance to connect with others facing the same challenges wherever they are on their survival journey. And this group of epic survivors are there to share and support you. If any of the topics in this episode speak to you, and if you'd like more information, private message SAD, and they will send you information and point you in the right direction. If you want to become an ally, hit subscribe. Let's grow this community. #safety in numbers. And we'd like to thank Silo for the production on this episode. The tears flooded down my cheeks, and I may well have pissed myself at this point. I think I lost consciousness. I don't know. Who is talking to me?
Go on, girl, go on.
Who are you? Who is that? But the reassurances kept coming, and
Go on, girl, go on.
each one popped me back and forwards one step more. I just needed to stop crying, get home, stop crying, and then work out what I'm going to do. My gosh, it is hot. I can't deal with this. I just know I don't want to be seen more than anything. I don't want anyone to see me like this. I just want to get home. I hadn't seen me, and who knows what the fuck I look like. My lip was definitely swollen. Oh, I just want to go about my life without being touched, interrupted.
You are the worst person in the world. You are evil.
I just want to breathe. I want my world to feel safe. My brain and thoughts are flying around all over the place, bouncing from one horrifying thought to another. I just want my world to be safe.
You are the worst person in the world. You are evil.
And then I'm off and I'm thinking about men wanting rights over women's bodies. And the irony is not lost on that one, that I went there because the shame. I've had 2 abortions and one of those was illegal and I nearly died. And right now, in this moment, I think I feel there's a possibility of that now too. I mean, abortions are really dangerous.
You are the worst person in the world. You are evil.
You know, no shit, especially illegal ones. I still can't believe I did it.
You are the worst person in the world. You are evil.
Yeah, for that, I was, for sure. And I'm lucky, I was lucky to be alive, and
You are the worst person in the world. You are evil.
I kind of decided in that moment, I'm going to live to tell this tale. His voice started to come quite strongly forward in my mind. You know, what's her excuse this time? Her father died, so she falls in love with the first man that comes along. Classic. Then this song that has haunted my adolescence, my adult life, comes into my mind, and at the same time my flip-flops snapped, and that did it. I just started laughing. That's the best song you've got. My gosh, fuck that guy. What is going on? Is everyone okay? And then I quickly replaced that song for this one. Enai's Running, featuring the gorgeous vocals from Georgie Yates. And it sort of slowly fades into the scene. I love the rumble of this track. I love its perfectly named title. Yes, noted with thanks. You need something when, well, you're battered, bruised, scared, numb, dumb, and no one is coming except the person who caused all of this. And it was just that little shift. It was all I needed to shove my ruddy flip-flop strap back in the hole and keep on going. The sound of that broken strap slapping under the sole of my foot against the sweat, making that wicked suction noise, which, having noticed, I don't know, it just tapped me out of this daze like a pro wrestler. Bam! Tagged out. And it was enough to fend his voice off, needling at me. The rhythm indeed got me, Gloria Estefan, and I was able to keep going. And I started walking in time with Enai's running. And this is the soundtrack that got me home. And I just started thinking as I was walking, trying to process all that has gone before. God, the enormity of that. How have I found myself here? I just needed to work this out, and I needed to come up with a plan. I just don't want anyone to think anything about me. Here's me awkwardly walking through the more residential area of my journey. And I just don't know what I look like. Do I look like a victim? Oh, gosh. And I was sort of out of my body, trying to look at myself to gauge. And I noticed my head is down, my chin tucked to my chest. I've folded my limbs in. I'm hunched over, and it looks almost like my shoulders are touching each other. I've got my arms tucked underneath my armpits, and I've wedged my wrist in towards that weird elbow crease, opposite side of the elbow. I look like I'm folded up so tightly like a bat. My eyes, though, bulging out of my hair, not looking like I can miss a beat. I look so tight. I look like I've shrouded my victim limbs and become as small as possible. Yeah, now I look like a victim. As I walked, my brain's off again. I'm ashamed to say that whenever I hear the word victim, I don't feel pity. None. I feel really angry, and I feel really annoyed. I feel like I want to scream. There are no victims here. But there is, and it lives in me, isn't there? And with every step, I don't know, I had a new understanding and realisation that I was indeed a victim. And that felt like it took something away from me and my meanness. I don't know if that makes sense. And I just started thinking that there are baked beans everywhere, in all sorts of positions. You could come in contact with a baked bean at your most vulnerable, like having a smear test, for example. Patient to a doctor who's a baked bean. My God, my head is spinning. It feels like I'm never going to be able to get away from baked beans. It's like everything is forever soaked in bean juice. Skanky globules of bean juice on your fingers. It's gross. I'm drowning in bean juice. I don't want it anywhere near me. I just want to flick it off cleanly. No trace. Leave no trace. Like a ghost poo. A very satisfying ghost poo. I don't want to associate being a victim. I don't want to have anything to do with that word. To be attached to it. Somehow forever. Because it's being that's got me to here and everywhere thereafter, and that is gross. Like, say it. Go on, try. Victim. Yeah. Get your head down, fold your limbs in, hump your shoulders over, tuck your arms inside each other, and now if you sat down, cross your legs over so tight that you are folded up like a bat. But do not shut your eyes. You can't miss a beat. You've got to tighten up. Remember, become as small as possible. And his words, like calm, booming inside my head, can still see you. I know what you're doing. Anytime, any place. I know where you are. And everyone thinks you're mental. You're the worst person in the world, you're sick. You have to quite literally be the opposite of a victim in order to escape. You need to be the opposite to get past it. And whichever of the horrors that has earned you the label of victim, might as well, for some extra razzle-dazzle, fly in a neon sign above you, raise it above my head, glaringly lighting it all up so you can all see me. Yeah. But please take a moment to say it. Just think about what that word means to you when you felt like you were one. And then you could try it now and again. I don't know, just give it all the different inflections that you can think of. And feel the effect of each one, because each one is so relevant and intertwined with emotions. These feelings of fear. And that's why when I hear these words of encouragement, and I say them to myself, go on, girl, go on. Go on! In all the different ways. It's such a simplistic ritual. I don't know, help my soul in all of this somehow. You see, just like then, I hear a go on, girl, go on, and each one is in response to something that's happening probably in my brain. Each go on, girl, go on has its moment, and each one has such a profound effect on me, and it got me somewhere else, literally or figuratively. Go on, girl, go on. Thank you. Such a difficult time, and I'm just trying to get a handle on it and to get an understanding of what is going on. And in doing that, I have to accept that bad shit is occurring. And, in one instance, in one flash, girl becomes a victim, and I know with full certainty that I'm not going to be able to get through this if I leaned into victimhood. If I admitted that was happening in my hood, under my hood, and that this hood was going to suffocate me, like it was going to kill me, the weight of it. You can imagine the headline now: girl victim killed by hood. The thing is, if I admitted what was going on, I felt the weight of that would kill me. Even the weight of thinking about it and writing it and saying it now, let alone feeling it, fuck off. If I feel all of this, I'm going to explode, and then that's another bloody mess I've got to clear up. I am so tired. Yeah, oh God. Okay, get the neon sign, fly it in, and then light the path while I scramble around for some clarity. I clearly need a neon sight. I clearly need a neon light to find my way out of this. I just wish in order to get the clarity, it didn't have to be because of something so brash, crass. That's the unjust and ironic duality for victims. You're at no point allowed to refer to yourself as a victim, as that translates as feeling sorry for yourself. You've just got to let it go, move on. I needed some brain space. I guess that's why I went to music. Because this part of my brain has endless fun facts to keep me distracted. And I needed music that matched my feelings and that I could lose myself in. So yeah, I worked on some drum and bass. It's raw. It's the guts of that bass line. It's so deep, and it grabs you by your underconkers or your undercarriage, and it hauls you up. Yeah, it's exhilarating. It's fire. And it's what's helping me not feel like my heart is going to explode with fear. It felt safe somehow. Yeah, and this track for the pace and the feeling. So there I was, once again noticing that I was fast walking furiously and accompanied by the Olympic torch of a tune. lighting my path home. My body was striding in time, and it felt like I was controlling my fear and, I don't know, harnessing it somehow into enough hype that if Baked Beans came along in his car, I could fight him. This time, I'd fight him. Not just bite him. Oh, I still can't believe I did that. So yeah, D&B got me home. Oh my God, how long have I been walking? 2 hours and 45 minutes. Uphill. I'm now on the downhill straight, but it's pretty slippery down to my house. Just got to get back home. Needed a safe space to work this out and come up with a plan, you know? God! I've got to understand all that has gone before and what the hell I'm going to do, because I think this is oh gosh, it's moments like these and I just feel a bit overwhelmed, and I love that it was music. There, I've said it. And I really feel a bit of a nice one to me, you know, for coming up with something so comforting. So I feel so awkward. I don't know. I think it's quite wonderful that softness towards myself. I'm pretty proud for having worked out a way to get through it. And I don't know if I am mental and all of those horrible things he says I am. My brain, my mind has found in the shit something nice. I think that is quite wonderful. The fact that I was able to find some great tunes from within me, and his presence deafening. You're the worst person in the world. Look, I just meant to say, like, I didn't mean to. Sorry, I guess I'm just glad. I'm just grateful that my battered brain chose music to accompany this nightmare. Oh, I felt strongly one thing. I needed to find allies. I needed help. I needed people that would believe me. I needed to know that people saw me for who I was and would know that I wasn't okay. I needed safety in numbers. Baked Beans had threatened to burn my house down and send a group of men from Porto to do what they want with me. Now, I don't know if I'd really taken that all in and had thought too much about what it was. But when I got home, I grabbed my 2 dogs and I was pretty petrified. I was. But they were amazing and soothed me, and kisses and licks, and I was able to stroke them to kind of try and ground myself. And then I heard this almighty banging on the metal doors that my house, the gates, the entrance from my house to the street were gates. And there were 3 really loud male voices shouting, and I have no idea what they were saying. And they were banging and wrangling on my gates. I was shatting myself. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's true. Fuck. I didn't have a car. I didn't really have much of a chance to escape. I just did not know what to do. I was so tired and I hadn't had enough of a rest between each event to gather my senses to calm the fuck down and work out what was going on. I left my dogs there and I crawled out on the floor to the veranda where I was able to peek over, and there were 3 rough as arseholes looking blokes. And then I saw my neighbour, Hairy Nipples, come running down the road, wielding a fucking machete. I kid you not. What was going on? I just ducked. I could not handle it. my body was shaking all over the place and I had a massive panic attack. And again, I don't know what happened, but I didn't say thank you. Shit, I didn't say thank you. I needed to thank him because, oh my God, he scared them off. Oh my God. Thank fuck for hairy nipples. Oh. And I don't know how much time lapsed, but then the gate went again. I knew those footsteps. Oh my God, and he was loud. It was all so loud, and I just can't handle it. It was all just too much. You know that noise when you're a kid and you whack and you sort of wobble and wiggle the metal sheet and it makes the thunder noises? It was like that, but to the power of Maximus Stressus. It was so fucking noisy. It was just all too much, and I'm sorry to say that I believed his tears. I believed he wouldn't do it again, and I did, and I could see that he was sorry, you know? He was crying his eyes out. That all indicated that he was sorry. And I was just scared, and I just wanted this nightmare to be over. This had been such a long amount of time, and I was absolutely knackered, and I didn't have a car. And he was sort of kind to me. He sort of seemed caring, and he was like, look, let's just get you some food. And I needed a food. Why on earth did I do it? I didn't have the strength to do anything else. I didn't. And I'm really sorry, but I didn't. I didn't have the energy for it. I didn't have another fight in me. We then went, he took me to a spa, and we had the spa near us, which was like this honky-tonk time wolf of a place. It was absolutely brilliant. It was just warm and cozy and soothing, you know. So we went to the swimming bath, the spa, whatever it is. I just sat there. I'd sort of found it a bit difficult to talk. I didn't really want to speak. I just wanted to be and just sit and soak and soothe. And I knew I was absolutely fucked. Properly in the shit. When what felt like out of nowhere, baked beans with his massive paddles for arms just slams his arms and hands down on the water, and you know what is it where it sounds like it's cracking wood? How does water, like, I don't know, the suction or whatever was wild. The noise was deafening, and yeah, it's echoey because you're in a sort of swimming pool type vibe. But yeah, he smashed his arms down. And he blamed it on the stress of his ex-wife. Why is this happening to me? He said. This was all in front of other people that were there, much like me, hoping to relax and sit in the palms and just chill out. Tranquil times. Not this. I couldn't believe it. This guy did not give a shit. And I was just, I could barely move. I was frightened into, I just couldn't. I looked around, and yeah, everyone looked a bit shocked, but did they not see my black eye?